Hello my dears, how are you all? So let's continue with the Mosfet now. Okay, so in the last class we discussed about Mosfets, in which we discussed about depletion Mosfet in very detail, Mosfet in very detail, and we found some interesting fact that Mosfet can be worked both in depletion as well as in enhancement mode. The transfer curve itself reveals the same, because it can be a positive VGS also you can apply, negative VGS also you can apply. For negative VGS it will be depletion mode. For positive VGS, that depletion MOSFET will be in what? Enhancement mode. So now we come to MOSFET. So the peculiarity of MOSFET is that, my dear, only enhancement mode. Only enhancement mode. Okay, only enhancement mode. So why this is only enhancement mode means we will discuss now. Okay, so enhancement MOSFET or MOSFET work only in enhancement mode, not in depletion mode, not in depletion mode. And also, my dear, for n channel MOSFET, we required positive VGS, and for P channel EMOS we required negative VGS. These things you have to note down. This is very important. For N channel EMOS we required positive VGS. So the figure shows the N channel EMOS, my dear. N channel EMOS. Here this is the N, this N, this is the channel. The peculiarity here is that we already discussed in MOSFET that the P substrate already passes through certain depth into the N region, but it is not up to SiO2. This is my SiO2 layer. SiO2 layer. Am I right? That means the P region is that maximum at up to that position. But now in the enhancement MOSFET, MOSFET, what it is happening, the P substrate now, it is fully penetrated, it is fully reached up to the SiO2 layer, so that there will be a complete stop of channel, there will be a complete stop of electrons, there will be a complete break of what channel happens. That means there will not be any connection between this N to this N. The P layer is immersed in between these two N channel. That means the channel got separated. Like two oceans are separated by certain canal. The waters in two oceans never mix together. You already know in some Discovery Channel and all, you already seen this, right? Seas or two oceans will be there, their water doesn't mix together. That means there will be always a channel in between to separate these two waters. Similarly, this N and this channel will be always separated by this P. That much penetration will be there. This is the construction. In that way we are constructing. So whenever we are applying no voltage here, VGS equal to 0 volt, the channel completely swallow. I mean the P substrate completely swallows the channel. That means there will not be any physical channel. There will not be any physical channel. That means the MOSFET, MOSFET is off. The MOSFET will be, the MOS will be off when VGS equal to 0. That means there will not be any channel exists, so the EMOS will be off there. Okay, and what happens when I am applying? I already told you for N channel positive VGS should be there. So what happens when I am applying a positive VGS? So this is the positive VGS. This is the positive VGS. This is the positive VGS. So what happens? A beautiful thing happening here. I will explain now. So whenever a VGS is applied, the ID is no longer 0 ampere. There will be some ID. How I will tell you. See my dear, this is of course a negative polarity. I know that. I know that. So whenever I am applying a positive here means this one side of the SiO2 will be plus 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 like capacitor. No? Whenever there is SiO2 layer, you remember the capacitor principle. That's all. So what happened, my dear? This plus polarity due to this VGS plus now, it induces some electron here. From where that electron will come? Of course, one side of the insulation SiO2 a positive induced, then definitely other side will be negative will come. From where that negative will come? From the channel, my dear, from this N and N, a small breakdown here happens. A small breakdown here happens, my dear. A small breakdown here happens. And from this N, a small breakdown here happens, and some number of electrons will combine here. Come here. Some number of electrons will come here due to the plus induction. Due to the presence of this plus, negative electrons will be attracted towards this SiO2 layer. That means this start like this, this start like this, and again this start like this, start like this, come here, come here, come here, come here, it come here, come here, come here, like a small channel created. A small channel created. Okay, a small channel created here because there will be presence of electrons here, my dear. There will be presence of electrons here. There will be presence of electrons here. Actually, these electrons are recombined with these holes here now. Holes here. These electrons now, this electron come here and what happened? They simply wandered in the space? No. What happened? This is P. This is a hole. So the region here, there will be holes. It will recombine with the holes. It will recombine with the holes means there is a what? Channel, my dear. There is a channel. There is some charges there, right? Only there was P. There will not be any breakage. Now with the breakage, there will be some recombined electron hole pair. So what happened? If there is a recombined electron hole pair means at any time this recombination will again escape now. If we apply some external energies which is quite higher than the recombined energy, it will again jump. That means whenever there is a whole electron recombination area you see, if you simply thermally agitate it, thermally excite it, definitely that electrons will escape. Definitely that electron will escape from the region. So what happened in short? We created a channel near to the SiO2 layer. At any time this electron can move or electron can escape from the recombined state, or new electron will come to the hole again, or again that things will continuously happen depending upon the power, depending upon the energy that is supplied by this positive VGS. These things will happen there. Very, very beautifully it will happen there. So what happened, my dear? A channel will be created by the breakage of the boundary of this N and this N. And there will be electron hole combination in this region. Electron hole combination means there is a chance of again escaping the electron. That means there will be availability of free electrons all the time for the conduction. That is the in short. That is the in short. Is it clear? So what happened? There will be a channel created, a small channel created. Again, if you are increasing, the channel width will be high. Again, if you are increasing, the channel width will be high. So that from no channel to a channel we create. So the value of voltage VGS for just the E Mosfet to on is called, my dear, VGS TH. This is called threshold. VGS TH means threshold. VGS threshold. So that is why in the transconductance curve, the graph between VGS and ID, it is like to be 0 up to VGS, there will not be any drain current. Even though we are applying VGS, my dear, up to threshold voltage, there will not be any drain current. It's simply off state. That machine is simply off state. That machine is simply off state up to VGS. And after VGS threshold, what happened? There will be a channel created, the E MOSFETs start conducting. And whenever we increasing the VGS in positive direction, the drain current also increases very rapidly. The drain current also increases very rapidly. But in the case of JFET and D MOSFET, you should note one thing. Whenever there is no VGS, then also there will be conduction. Because there will be already a channel. There is already a physical channel. But in the case of E MOSFET, there is no physical channel before VGS threshold. So after VGS threshold only, that channel is created. That is why in the simple we already in dotted line. What is dotted line indicates? There is no physical channel. The P substrate completely swallow the N channel. There will not be, it make a break between that two N channel. So there is no channel at all. But now we created a channel, increase the conduction. That's all. That's all. Is it clear? So for examination point of view, these things are very, very important. And this threshold, VGS threshold is also very important. And for sub-engineer like examination, the symbol is really important, my dear. The symbol is really important. They directly ask for the symbol, because from the power electronics or electronic side, this type of question will be very, very familiar. I mean famous. They will be definitely asked. So that is all about the E MOSFET, my dear. That's all about the E MOSFET. Okay? Thank you.